Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're doing a milkshake IPA, and I'm just going to do it with tap water, Camden tablet. I'm not going to go through the reverse osmosis today. I was going to set it up last night and fill up ready, but I just couldn't be bothered. Now, putting all this lot together, God, it's a bit of a construction task with all these filters and pipes and pumps and where's pumps are there. I've started to get a little bit organised, storing stuff away or whatever, and so I thought I'd get this little thing here to go on top of it's here, but it's just a little bit too short, typical. Right, so fill this up. This is to start cleaning everything. Then when everything is cleaned, I'll fill it up again, and we'll have the start of the hot liquor tank. Right, back soon. Now, this is about 17.5 litres of the grain bill, and the grain bill is 4.7 kilos of Pilsner malt, a kilogram of wheat malt, 400 grams of Vienna malt, 400 grams of Carapils, and 400 grams of flaked oats. So I'm going to whack a lid on there and then mix it all up. That is a big grain bill for a 5-gallon brew. Over here, mash tun's ready. We're just waiting for the temperature to come down. This is a 60-minute mash at 66, so this needs to be at about 72.5-ish. So when that comes down, we'll chuck all that in. Ooh, it is time to chuck this in there. Seems strange that it's only 17, well no, only there were 17 litres worth of water, and that seems quite unporridgey. Now, I've been buggering about with a PID because it was overshooting massively, so I've been trying to read the instructions again, which absolutely complete bollocks, make very little sense, but I think I've got it, so it shouldn't massively overshoot. We shall see. This will hit 66 in a second and go off. Perfect. How bloody wonderful is that? Very pleased, because I was getting somewhat annoyed with that. Now, in order to maximise the efficiency, obviously, I'll put the lid on. I'll put it on upside down so that as steam condenses, it falls down into there instead of down the rim of the keg, and then through these little holes and then all down the side. That's why, in case anyone's interested. So yeah, we've got tiny amount of overshoot, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. 66.3, it's within reasonable tolerances, and if we can maintain that, I mean, I could drop this down to 65.8 and probably keep it bang on, almost 66, until it drops down to, yeah, you know what I mean, 65.8. But good. Right, back when it's time for the vol-off and sparge. No, sparge finished, vol-off, sparge finish, transferred, and boil started. Oh, won't show too much because it steams the lens up. Good. Back when it's ready for the only hop addition. There's only one hop addition on this recipe, and that's at flame out. When we chuck in oh, hang on, yes, 25 grams of Cascade and 25 grams of Amarillo. I need to go and get 20 grams of lemongrass according to this. Right, let's go and get that all ready. Lemongrass, and I'm ever so slightly ashamed to say I ain't got a clue what to do with it. So I'm going to chop it up, I suppose. Chop it up into little bits until I've got 20 grams worth of little bits. Having a brew. We have got Milkshake IPA. Yes, Milkshake IPA. And while that's brewing, I'm having a Daintree Mango Smoothie IPA, 6%. Daintree, it's Australian. Inspired by, yeah, Daintree, tropical northern part of Australia. There you go, not bad, courtesy of Mr. Tesco. One of these collaborations for Pure and, of course, Tiny Rebel. I tried everywhere I could think of in Sheffield to get the welcome to the welcome to the party, pal. Tiny Rebels welcome to the party, pal, which is bonkers. That's a yeah, anyway, but this is nice. So we got about an hour for that to boil away, and then we can get it chilled and in the fermenter. Until then, cheers. And yes, of course it's in a vocation glass. Happy Sunday. Here's the question. I've just chopped up, well, it's just over 20 grams, 24 grams of lemongrass. Now, how have I got to be nearly 40 years of age and never ever come across lemongrass before? I mean, I probably have, you know, in like Thai restaurants and stuff like that, but this is the first time that I think I know of that I've ever touched lemongrass, and it is bonkers. It's lovely. In fact, I'm a convert. I'm going to find recipes now and just use lots and lots of lemongrass. Alright, I'll shut up now. Just to show you how much has evaporated off. 10 minutes to go, and it says in the magic book at 10 minutes we put in 1 kilo of lactose and our magic lemongrass. So I'm going to do that now, but I'm going to have to pause it because I've only got one hand. Well, chucking in 1 kilo of lactose certainly stop the boil for a minute. Yeah, that's not very good, is it? A kilo of lactose should weigh, not weigh, I don't know how much it weighs, should be 1/25th of where this boiler is at the moment, or 1/24th. Oh, it's coming back. That's alright, so it hasn't overly affected the boil. Right, so we've got 10 minutes of that, then we chuck the hops in. That's there's absolutely no hop additions to this during the boil at all, and then there's only 25 there of citra. No, hang on, that's wrong. I can't read the, hang on, it's upside down. There we go. So we've got lactose and lemongrass. They've gone in for the last 10 minutes. Is that counting down? Yeah, that's counting down. We've put the proto flock in, so we've got Cascade 25 and Amarillo to go in at flame out or turn off, as it's called. So we're ready. Oh, fuck off. Elven safety. I'm going to put these there. Move the skizzers. There. And then wait for flame out, which is 7 and a bimble minutes. Thank you. That means time to turn off. 1. There we go. And also time to chuck in 50 gram of hops, which are going in the hop spider. And I will then, sorry, it's going to steam up, give them a bit of a stir. There we go. Now, right, Delilah. Now I'm going to turn the whirlpool on. What that does, it takes it from the bottom through this filter, down it to pump, out to pump, up and into a bit here where it goes whizzy, whizzy, whizzy. Let's get busy. Something like that. Nobody knows what I mean by that. Well, I don't know, some people my age might, but okay. I'm going to whirlpool it for about 20 minutes. I don't know if it will actually show on here. Sort of. I think what I'll... oh yeah, you can see it's starting to whirlpool. I'll come back when it's really whirling. There you go. We have a start of a whirlpool. Good, so we're going to run that for 20 minutes and then pull it off and pull it off and go through the filter. I'm going to add an extra filter because at the moment we've got that one filter there. I'm going to add the Y filter onto it and then it's going to come up into this other Y filter, into the plate chiller, out of the plate chiller and into I've got a fermentation bucket somewhere over there, currently full of star sand. But wait, oh, slow down a bit. That's probably a blockage. Oh yeah. All right, go and diagnose the blockage. It's not actually a blockage. It's just slowed down a little bit, but that's all right. It's still working. Right, back in a minute when we're ready to add the extra filter, go through the plate chiller and then out into the fermenter. I'll just show you the yeast. Now this is me, you can see the reflection of me in there. This is the W yeast 1318, which this recipe recommends, and I have had it as a starter to increase the cell count for 3 days, and there's a reason for that, which is that someone did some calculations which tended to show that as it was 1 billion cells, 100 billion cells, sorry, wasn't really quite enough, so I made the starter. So I'm going to tip the top part of this off now it's settled and just use the yeasty bits at the bottom when we come to pitch. When we come to pitch. We are at that time. Now I've added to this small tube filter the Y filter here into the pump, and out of the pump it comes up and into the plate chiller. So I'm going to turn the water onto the plate chiller. I'm going to turn, oh bollocks, that's not fucking good, is it? Oh, for God's sake, that's better. Every time I fucking do this, it's always this bit. Right, because I had to shorten that tube down there. God knows why. A little mopping up job to do. It's only wet. Right, hopefully now. That's good. No. Oh, fuck off. I don't believe this. Is there another one that's going to fucking go? But at least that's got rid of all the air. So there's about half a litre of Milkshake IPA down there. That'd be lovely for someone. Drunken mice in the morning. Well, we won't, obviously, because this is not... Do you know what? Fuck it. Leave all this in. So we have now changed the layout. We've kept this, added the wire filter into the pump. I had to shorten that lead a little bit, I don't know why. A little bit of splash. Then comes out of the pump. Turn it on now. So that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on. So we're now ready to start going through the plate chiller. We have water running through the plate chiller. All we need to do now is turn that pump on down there. Ooh. And hopefully we will then not have too many air bubbles, and we will start coming out of here at a temperature which isn't far off pitchable. Back in a moment. I'm not overly optimistic, I have to say, about this brew. Now, the reason for that is we are 20 days in, and I feared a couple of days ago that the fermentation had stuck at 1034. So I've raised the temperature and I've given it a gentle shake, but not a... I don't want to get too much oxygen in there at this stage. And today still nothing. It's at one after 4 days. It's at 1031. You can start now. I have just thrown in 12 grams of... It will start, of course it will. Mangrove Jacks, basic M44. The W yeast, Y yeast, whatever you want to call it. I really don't know. I don't know whether it was crap or I did the starter. Anyway, I've just bunged in. This is going to turn out to be a really expensive fuck up if it doesn't work. We've got some action there now, but I don't know how indicative that is of a saved brew. I'm going to give it a couple of days. I did bring the hops down. There's another 150 gram of hops to go in. So along with everything else, this is a fucking expensive brew. One of my most expensive to date. However, one does live and learn. So let's see if that M44 makes any difference. I'm going to give that 5-6 days and we'll see. I don't really want to just chuck 150 gram of hops in there if it's going to be wasted. It's going to be a tough call, that. Anyway, we seem to have, in the last 5 minutes, stimulated something going off in there. We shall see. Back soon, boys and girls. Back soon. Well, I don't really know where to go with this. It's been 26 days. I did chuck a load of extra yeast in. And then a couple of days after that I gave it a bit of a stir. There's a bit of pressure in there, because if I touch here... But it's not really what I'd call fermenting. We have a look. Yeah, there's not a lot going on there. And if I'm honest... I don't know. I'm getting slightly worried. The question now is, do I waste 150, well do I chuck 150 grams of hops in
plus a couple of vanilla pods as the recipe suggests? Or do I consider that to be the start of an infection? I don't think it is, actually. Oh, decisions. Well, I've gone this far, I might as well bung the hops in and the vanilla pods, give it 3 days, then cold crash it and see what I'm left with. But I'm not happy with this. Sad, I know. But there you go. Oh, I've let enough warm air in there for the fridge to kick in. Let's have another look at that. No, I think that's just the yeast. It's not really infection type stuff. Right, I'm gonna bung the hops in and the vanilla and then cross my fingers. Well, that's the last of my Mosaic and Simcoe for the time being. 50 grams of Mosaic, 50 grams of Simcoe. Fortunately, I've still got a fair bit of Citra left. I don't know how much is left in there. Probably 150, 200 grams maybe, I don't know. So it's an expensive little dry hop, and then a couple of Tesco's Madagascan vanilla pods. Yum yum. Hand picked, no doubt by exploited children. So that's all the vanilla ready to go in with there, and then ready to go into a rather suspect milkshake brew. Now, this could all turn out to be the most expensive fuck up I have ever brewed. So there goes 150 grams worth of hops and 2 vanilla pods. Let's get it sealed up bloody quickly before we run the risk of getting a fucking infection in there. And I'm going to drop the temp in here down to about 14-15 degrees, as someone mentioned that dry hopping is best done at kind of like a cellar temperature. We'll see. I mean, it has fermented. Look, you know, there's plenty of dried krausen on there, so it has fermented. It doesn't seem to have hit the gravity. So I don't know. Give that 3 days, cold crash it, chuck it in a keg and see what it tastes like. Ha ha ha! Can you wait? Today's the 28th of, what is it? February. So 3 days time, it'll be the 2nd, because we've got a leap day for a 2nd. Yeah, give it 3 days dry hop, then cold crash it. Back soon. Well, in 3 days, maybe 6. I really think I should give up brewing. There is nothing about this brew that has gone right as far as I'm concerned. That in there is only a little bit of this. So I reckon about 6 litres of trub. Really 6 litres of trub. Yeah, no, seriously, cold crashed it, everything. 6 litres of really fucking crap. So anyway, I'm going to see whether I can squeeze a clear litre out of that just for tasting. And then, of course, put it in a keg. I need to weigh this, but I think there's probably only about 14 litres in there. Put it in, and of course, what do we have? Fucking empty gas cylinder. Sometimes. So this is the one I use for purging kegs, etc. Make sure I've got the right one. So I've had to replace the gas cylinder, and I'm going to keep purging this. The other thing was, because the trub was above the level of the tap on the fermenter, I'd normally have done it as oxygen free as possible. So I had to siphon it, and of course the siphon got bunged up, so I put a filter on the bottom of the siphon. Then it was pulling air in through the way those magic siphons work. So I just think that's going to be full of fucking air now. We'll see. It's one of those brews where, the sickening thing is, this is the most expensive brew I've ever made. Of course it will be completely fucked. That's a part of the fun of the learning journey. So I'm going to finish this now, and I'll be back in 2 weeks to do the tasting and final gravity. Until then, this might really be pushing my luck on this brew, I know. Today is Friday the 13th of March. I kegged this last week on the 6th. Yeah, the 6th. And given that everything that could have gone wrong with this has gone wrong, I mean, fuck it. It can't hurt. Testing it on Friday the 13th. I did have a 5 litre plastic jug. I don't know if I did a video of that, because I'm going to collate all these at the end. Just a trub or trube or truff, depending on how you pronounce it. Fuck it, trub. And pretentious wankers, truff. Sorry, that's not for Chris Millington, that's just an observation. Wish I hadn't said that now. Out of that 5 litres of truff, trub, I managed to get a couple of litres after I let it settle, which I put in here. I think it's going to be a bit oxidised, but fuck it, it's a couple of litres. So what I'm going to do, just with this little party tap and the into the bit there, we're going to give it a go, because what's to lose? I have to pour it really slowly, because otherwise it's just going to really foam up. Oof. That's the trouble with these party taps, isn't it? Oh, brilliant! And the lights, automatic timer on the lights have gone off, so it means it's 9:30 at night. So we're not going to get a pretty good... I'll turn them back on. Well, I could always have a chalk ice with that. Not a chalk ice, flake. That's what they say, isn't it? When you get just loads of foam. Sadly, you can't smell it, but it actually smells lovely. Fuck me, look at that. Alright. Anyway, right, so I'm going to take that off there. And then... Oh, God. Hang on a second. I'm going to put some lights on and then let that clear for a second, and then I'll be back. The head's died down. Oh, look at that. Really thick and creamy head. I do like. I'm not going to do that I like a little head thing again. I'm not done that. But that is a lovely head. And yes, I do like a little head. I just fucking wish I hadn't said that again. So, Friday the 13th. Now, bearing in mind this is the first pull off the keg, it is highly likely that I've pulled up some of the sediment and trub, right, trab, isn't it? Cockney geezer in Liverpool. Not Liverpool. Oh, fucking hell, I'm pissed already. Cockney geezer in Yorkshire. Liverpool, Yorkshire, Sussex? I don't know. I was listening to a podcast earlier and the guy was talking about Harvey's Brewery, which used to be my local, in Lewis in East Sussex. Look, shut up. You've wasted a minute already. Let's taste this fucker, shall we? Oh, God, is it going to be bad? I don't know. Don't look bad, does it? All right, hang on. There's a very good reason. Oh, you'll never see me in videos because I'm a fat, ugly bastard. Look, I told you there's bits off the bottom. Those are some of the bits off the bottom. So I think the first couple of pints out of that keg is going to be quite iffy. But do you know what? Lovely. It's got a nice bit of bitterness in there. You can taste the fruit. You can definitely taste that lactose. It's quite sharp. It's quite zingy. It's not got a right bad mouthfeel, you know. This brew should really have gone down the fucking drain, because everything went wrong with this. And I know it fucking looks a bit like porridge, doesn't it? And I'm going to get told off for swearing so much in this video. And I think this video is probably going to end up being about a fucking hour long by the time I finish with it. But first pull off the keg, bit iffy, but taste-wise it's all right. I'm going to have to have another slurp of this. I can actually get a hint of that lemongrass, and very, very much get that vanilla. God, I'm a bit stunned to say, but fucking hell, I think it's worked. I thought I'll do this video on Friday the 13th just to sort of round off how fucked up this entire brew was. It's the most expensive brew I've done. I'll do the tasting on Friday the 13th just to prove what a complete fuck up this was. But no, and I know it looks a bit gungy down there, but you know, I'd buy that in a pub. Probably not if it looked like that. But that's the whole point of all this, is I accept that things go wrong. I just poured away about 20 litres of a red that I brewed last year, which I just thought, no, I'm not even going to bother with it. So I chucked it away today. I've got the cleanest drains in Sheffield and probably the most pissed rats. And that's the acceptance. It does so. Sometimes it goes wrong. I just didn't want it to go wrong with such an expensive one. This is the most expensive brew that I've made on here. Usually if something goes wrong, it's cost you a couple of quid of grain and stuff, so fuck it. But no, that's good. I think that is only going to get better in the keg. So boys and girls, I think I can wrap this video up now. I've been doing this video here and there for a long time. I ought to try and edit it. I should certainly take some of the fucking swear words out, I know that. But if you've got this far, thank you. And if you like this rubbish, please, I'd be honoured if you would consider subscribing to my little YouTube channel here. It'd be lovely to have you, and you can witness some of the other appalling disasters that I managed to have. But until then, thanks for watching this. I hope this has been helpful, interesting, funny, or just a way to spend some of that time while you're self-isolating. In future years, people will watch this video and say, what's he mean by that? But on the 13th, Friday the 13th of March, I wish you well, everybody. A happy and healthy homebrew thing. So lovely. Thank you. Bye.